Hello, welcome back to the YouTube. I've said this already yesterday. I'm going to scrap all of it because it was a bit of a mess. Welcome to a full day of eating. As Molly comes back into the kitchen, you're going to say hello?
Not yet.
Molly's not going to say hello just yet, but she will say...
Like a bit of a tramp.
She feels like a bit of a tramp. Doesn't look like one. She looks absolutely lovely. But no, I did film some bits yesterday, but in hindsight, it wasn't amazing because we were driving up from Wales to the JP gym to train, and then we were getting to the place we're at now. And it was just a very, very hectic day. It was a 900 gram of carb refeed. And I had a bit of a chat about shows and what I'm doing and what I'm not doing and stuff like that. But towards the end, I kind of died, and not actually, obviously, because I'm still recording now. But it was just a bit of a mess. So I'm going to delete all the footage and I'm going to redo today. Because today we've got another 900 gram of carb high day. So I'm going to take you all through it. So first meal, and I will go on to shows and my plans and etc, etc, etc. A little bit later on. But first meal is four slices, four bagel thins, 2 squares bars, 2 eggs, 50 grams of peppers, and 3 slices of turkey bacon. And one last thing, because I keep forgetting everything, we have got 100 grams of pineapple, which I've just microwaved because it was obviously frozen. Obviously it doesn't always have to be frozen, but that's here. So a good amount of food going back in today, after having a good chat with Tim over the weekend in regards to what shows I'm doing and stuff. And basically we've got fucking loads of time, which is sick. But essentially the reason why we're in a different place is me and Molly have now got a flat, and Molly is happy. She's just very stressed because she's got work. So yeah, I will give a bit of a flat tour at some point, not now because it's a lot better than what it was last night, but it's still a bit of a mess. And we've got still a load of shit to sort out. Here in the kitchen area, we need to sort everything out. My office is there in that room, so that's going to be sorted. I've sorted a lot of things out, but there's still the odd little bit. So we've got Wi-Fi being delivered today, so I can actually fully work properly from tomorrow at some point, I believe. So that's cool. Just today's going to be a bit annoying. I'm probably going to have to hotspot myself, and it's going to take a fucking while to get back to looms and stuff. Well, get looms processed and shit like that. But it'll be all fine. But yeah, first meal. Good amount of food going in, and what I'm going to do now is actually crack on with some work. So I've got a good amount to do. I'm probably going to try on 2 meals today. I do prefer trying on 1 meal when I'm on a high day, because it's just less food in my stomach. I just feel a bit better when I'm training. But we've got legs today. I'm either going to head to Paradigm or I'm going to head to Be Modified. Paradigm is like a 10-minute drive from us. It's not the biggest gym, but the leg kit is pretty good. So that'll be sound. But yeah, aside from that, I'll catch you guys in a bit for pre-workout meal. But the YouTube is back, and hopefully it stays back and I stop dropping off, because I've tried to film 2 videos recently. Yeah, and it's been a nightmare. I'll explain that in a bit. We have had a quick change and we are in for a pre-workout meal. I've got one more check-in to do. Luckily, even though the Wi-Fi is here, it's not working, but luckily my hotspot is doing a good enough job. So that's all sound. I can actually just work in the comfort of my new home, which is cool. So pre-workout meal is, I've already prepped some of it. I say some of it, I've prepped one bit, which is 135 grams of Trained by JP lemon meringue cream of rice, which you can see here. We have also got 25 grams of whey protein, which I'm going to add on now. 100 grams of banana, 2 squares bars, 100 grams of raspberries. Did I say 10 grams of dark chocolate? 10 grams of dark chocolate on there as well. Massive thank you to my lovely clients, Maisie and Dylan, for supplying us with 3 bars of 100% dark chocolate. One with almond in it, one with orange in it and then one just normal. It's very, very nice. So that is the current dark chocolate of choice, the almond one. I've also ordered like a lot of, I've ordered like 15 bars because I do think 100% dark chocolate is very, very good. And the almond one is quite surprisingly good as well, which is sound. So yeah, we are going to head to, I'm thinking to head to Be Modified today, to be honest. I've got one setup to do later on, which would be cool. Maybe by then the Wi-Fi is working, which would be sound as well. If not, it's not the end of the world. But the hotspot is working all right. I've also had an order from definitely Trinity Lifting a Pound. I've got a hat as well, so that's that. I actually don't mind it. I don't think it looks too bad on me. I thought I ordered the zip up of this because I thought white t-shirt underneath, white shoes, white hat, cool. Turns out no, I didn't. So basically I'm gonna have to order that now. And then in regards to whey, we've got fucking loads. I don't even know what flavour I'm going to go for because we've got way too much. Pun intended. That was embarrassing. Probably go for white chocolate caramel biscuit from Naughty Boy, which is very, very good. I've been having some more of the Naughty Boy ways recently, as opposed to the usual Perform, which everyone and their son seems to love. Since I've been with Full Bore, I've been just grabbing the Naughty Boy and just trying it out because I did have a couple of flavours a couple of years ago, and the flavours on them are, in my opinion, much better. Some of them don't mix as well as Perform, which is a bit annoying. Obviously, they're like flavour dependent. Some flavours do mix really well, some don't. But the flavours are a billion times better, in my humble opinion, which of course is factual information. But this one is, in my opinion, like the closest to like a Biscoff that you'll get. It's really, really good. So we've got 25 grams of that, which we're going to make into whey paste. Now we have got 2 squares bars, which will have chocolate, and the cornflakes one is very, very good as well. Don't have any cookies and cream ones, which is a bit annoying because that's also very good. I do think the chocolate caramel one is massively, massively overrated. 100 grams raspberries, 100 grams bananas. Where the fuck are the bananas? I have absolutely no idea where half the stuff is in this flat at the moment. It is very much a mess. Has Molly put them in the fridge? She has. So we'll grab some banana. There's one from yesterday. Probably should use that, shouldn't I? But it's gone all mouldy. I'm not having that. Let's go in our makeshift bin. That dish is fine. So yeah, 100 grams of banana, 100 grams of of raspberries, which would be cool. And then intra is 30 grams of highly branched cyclodextrin, 20 grams of EAAs, 10 grams of creatine. Salt, I'm having a bit more today. So, oh shit. There we go, we back. Salt, I have a bit more on my high days, so it's now 8 grams of pink salt, 8 grams of low salt, as opposed to 6 and 6. So a little bit more there. That isn't the freezer is over here. Do keep forgetting. Which I still have the same amounts per meals in a way, like I still have my salt at the same times of the day. I don't really ever have my salt in my post-workout meal. I'd rather just have even more sodium in my pre-workout, like my pump product. So that's just what I do. So 100 grams of raspberries going on now. Have we even got enough? Only just. Might have to get some more. Also found out today that Tim doesn't care if I have just any berries. I'd have loved if I knew that a bit earlier, because I'm just going around shops trying to find raspberries frozen when they don't have them. But at least that's a bit more flexibility there, not that I give a shit. That banana's all a bit manky, so we'll just use a little bit of that one. And hopefully this one's better, not really. But yeah, that's the pre-workout meal. Intro is pretty much the same, just a little bit more carb. I'm not a massive fan of having loads of carb intro. I don't think it really sits amazingly on my stomach. I'd much rather have just a good little bit and have that like halfway through my session. So for example, today where I've got legs, I've only got one set of a compound. That being said, I might do two. I feel pretty good today. Oh, for fuck's sake. That's now saying 556 grams, which it's obviously not. So I need to go and take all of this off because it is not zeroed, which is absolutely class. Yeah, I might do two. If I feel really, really good and I feel like a second set is going to be beneficial there, then I probably will do another set, if I'm honest. Fucking hell, this is minging. But aside from that, it is adductor, lay and hamstring curl, leg extension, which I don't have my Hustler pad. I do. It's at Molly's, but Killian, if you're watching this, I am going to get it back to you. Don't worry. Me and Killian went halves on it, and then I moved like 2 weeks later. So Killian, that is going to be all yours. And so yeah, pre-workout meal going in now. I say now after I finish this last check-in, which would be cool. Then we've got for the rest of the day. It's a nice, relatively peaceful day. Well, I say anything's peaceful as in comparison to the last few days, to be fair. But yeah, should be a nice sound day. We've got one more setup to do, which is cool. We've got Scott starting from today / tomorrow, I guess, which should be cool. And then we have got a bit of content that I need to plan for this next week. There's a couple of things which I do want to put out. And now someone is at my door. I can just stop fucking getting interrupted. That would be great. Yeah, no idea what that was about. Just nobody there. So that's great. What's it called when someone just knocks your doors and runs away? That's already happened to me. I've been in my flat for less than 24 hours. I always called it rat-a-tat ginger. No reason why. Some people call it not ginger. I don't know why they said ginger. Nothing specific towards gingers. Don't know if that's offensive. If you are ginger and you are watching this, I'm sorry if I offended you. I don't think I have. But yeah, I'm chatting shit now. So I will, if I can find a way, to be fair, to pop this up as I'm driving, I will do. But if not, I might get some bits of me posing post-workout. I keep saying that I'm going to do, and get maybe some bits of legs as well. I might just get some straight sets and me not really talking over them too much, and whatnot. But that should be cool. That should be sound. And yeah, I will chat to you. Maybe not. Do that right now because I'm about to spill everything everywhere. But I'll chat to you a little bit later on. Right, we are back for the post-workout drive home. So I thought I'd give it just a bit of a chat, basically, because I will probably forget to chat about certain things when I am back home, showing you meals and shit. So, legs today, really, really good session. First session in the new setup, in the new gym, which is wicked. So now I'm training out of B Modified, which is like 45-ish minute drive from the flat, which is not ideal. It's not massively actually far. It's only like 19, 20 miles or so, so it's not actually the end of the world. But it's a little bit further than like what I'm used to, so it's a bit annoying. But it's more than worth it. There is like other gyms in Nottingham which I don't mind training out of. Like I said, there's that like Paradigm Gym, which I probably will train out of like a little bit in prep, just because it's actually like 10 minutes down the road. But B Modified is absolutely class. So very happy to now be training there, and very excited to head back there for upper tomorrow, which would be cool. So yeah, I will try now here, I think, on the left hand side of me, on the left hand side of you, to put some post-workout shots up. You guys like how I was looking and stuff. Obviously back-to-back high days of 900 carb now, so pretty full, which is really, really nice. Slight distension of the waist, which happens with me, which I'm not really stressed about whatsoever. Would I rather not have a distended waist so I could post them on Instagram and look even better? Yeah, but it is what it is. But no, I'm happy, I'm chilling. Shots are good, so we are all good. Prep low so far is like 198 point something, 0.6, 0.7, something like that, which I believe was also yesterday as well. Woke up today at like 201.6,
But the day before, no, it wasn't. Didn't have a prep load yesterday. For some reason, I was like actually 201-ish pounds, and I basically gained like 0.4. But I'm assuming that £3, £2.5 sort of jump from Monday to yesterday was just the fucking stress, because Monday was literally like 13 check-ins, a setup, and all the flat shit sorted. So yeah, fucking nightmare. So it's probably the case of dropping off that fatigue and then filling up a little bit. So today I do think the food will stick a lot more, because I'm a lot more calmer, which is good. No, session was phenomenal, really good. I will probably now as well actually overlay some of the clips which I did get. So now I might just be talking over some clips. I only really got the lay and hamstring curl, the leg extension, and the pin loaded pivot press. All genuinely fucking brilliant. The pivot leg press, the pin loaded is by far my favourite leg extension leg press, because it's, in my opinion, I feel like it just moves a lot better than the plate loaded squat press. However, it's pin loaded, so I don't have to go and load 12, 13 plates aside. It's brilliant. So very happy to get on that now every single week and begin running that up. They've also got the lay and hack squat, which again is pin loaded, so better, which is also very heavy, which is good. So they have to feel this felt beautiful. Last time I trained here, I'm training legs, I didn't actually do this one, but now just try to give myself a bit more time to sit to that. Absolutely sound. So that's good. And then leg extension, I was going to do the side legs first, that's what I've done before, but the pasta pack was almost like way too easy. It didn't feel very good. So what I actually did is to the north of this one. If I'm really aggressive on this and I fire my legs in, I basically which is a bit influencer. But just controlling this to myself. This feels fucking incredible. It's slightly led back as well, so the stretch I get from the quad, that's the one there. And then 45 pin loaded leg press, beautiful, lovely. I'm still not really bothering to go for like that 50-50 rep at the end, mainly because I've genuinely found within myself, like, I kind of know where I need to leave a set now. And if I was to go into that set, sometimes I'll get the next rep, fucking hell, prep brain. If I was to go into that next rep, sometimes I get the rep, sometimes I wouldn't. If I get the rep, brilliant. But if I don't, I'm still going to stay in that concentric phase for a good amount of time. And yes, there's obviously going to be benefits there, but the amount of fatigue that's going to bring up just isn't really worth the bang for your buck, and or at least it's not for me. And it got to a point where I was doing that all the time on 3-4 compound sets, and it got into to a point in prep where the first set would be good, the second set would just be shit, and it would just feel awful, and I wouldn't really get anything out of it. So it's just one set now, and it feels absolutely great. My quads are absolutely cooked, and that comes through just learning how to control different movement patterns and learning when is the right time to leave a set. And don't get me wrong, that's not me saying to anybody watching this, go and leave your sets one rep shy of failure. No, it takes time, and again, I'm not the fucking be all, the gospel of training, of course I'm not, but I've also trained for a good amount of time. That's my opinion there. Now, in regards to the flat stuff, fucking hell, what a 5 fucking days, what a week. I am absolutely fucked because of it. Prep was genuinely the easiest thing ever, like so easy. The last 7 days have been horrible. Not because of prep. Prep's been a breeze. 3 out of the last 7 days have been 900 grams of carbs, including today. It's been an absolute walk in the park. However, we were due to move into a flat. Molly had viewed it before I did, just about maybe just under 3 weeks ago now, and she FaceTimed me when she was there, and she also saw another one. Cool sound. I preferred the one which we ended up going with anyway, which was cool. She just said there was a couple of like bits which weren't amazing on it and stuff, but I was like, it'll be fine, it'll be chilling, we'll do some bits to it and it'll be sound. However, we get in there and I'm like thinking, That's not ideal, but it's not the end of the world. It's cool. Go downstairs because we're in a block of apartments. So we go down to reception, and I just want to obviously sort my parking out. So we park downstairs, and everything's all sound. There's 15 apartments in the whole building, right? Which has got like 300, 400 apartments. There's 15 in the whole building which don't have parking. Ours was advertised with parking. Ours didn't have parking. So therefore I can't go there because I've got a car, and I'm not getting rid of my car. So yeah, that was the biggest onset of stress I think I've ever gone through in my life. Because in that moment I'm literally thinking, what the actual fuck am I gonna do? Because I can't live in a place where I can't drive because I need to drive. So yeah, that was annoying. We then rang the estate agents. They were saying one thing, the people who actually own the building were saying the other thing. Obviously the people who work in the building, so they're doing everything. And they've got literally like a database which says who has a parking space, who has before, who hasn't before. The flat we did initially get never had parking, so that's great. So it was a bit of a miscommunication between the landlord and the initial estate agents. Within a couple of minutes, we basically got told, yeah, you can get everything back, you can get your deposit back, you can get the rent we just paid back, everything will be cancelled, it's all good. So that was a positive. But now we need to look for a place to live, because half of my things are already now in Nottingham in Molly's flat. She's already packed up all of her old flat. So we're like, fuck, what the fuck are we going to do? Luckily though, the people who work there were really, really helpful. And they basically said the estate agent who handles the vast majority of the properties in the building is really, really good. Here's their contact. They've actually got someone who's showing people around one-bedroom apartments today. Give them a ring and see if they can grab, there's a flat which is basically ready to go. See if they can grab the key and show you around that. 45 minutes later, we're looking around our flat which we've got now. It's absolutely perfect. It's like an extra £50 extra per month each, which is fuck all. It's so much better, it's so much bigger. It's also got less things that we need to sort out. There's less things wrong with it, like there's essentially nothing wrong with it, which is cool, which is lovely. There's obviously 2 bedrooms, so one is going to be my office, one's going to be our bedroom, and then we've got loads of space in the living room and kitchen, which is sick. Obviously, it's going to take a bit of time to sort everything out. I will give you a flat tour at some point, but basically, we then moved in yesterday, which is cool. So yeah, it's just been a very, very stressful couple of days, especially with the weekend with the Arnolds. We had an Airbnb for Friday through till Sunday, with a couple of my clients coming on as well, which I was genuinely really looking forward to. I don't really care too much about expos, but I was still like, I like going to expos because I also feel like you see people in bodybuilding that you don't normally see, like people you just know through Instagram, you know, and just say hello, have a bit of a chat, basically have the same chat with everybody. How's prep, or when you prepping, how's the off season, blah blah blah. But it's nice. I like seeing people. So we didn't go on the Friday because of that. I still had to do all my work, and then after that we obviously were planning to train. I couldn't train because I didn't have any time, literally had no time whatsoever because I had work to do, a setup to do, and we had to head down to Coventry, and we only just got to the NEC in time for the pro show. Like, as we walked in they started. So yeah, then we headed back to the Airbnb, then we went to Tim's show on the Saturday, and then trained, didn't have any time to go to the expo, and then after that we literally we didn't want to go back to Molly's flat, even though it was closer to Coventry, because we were like, we don't want to go back to the flat. We don't really like the flat shit. They're all the place, but we're not our place now. So we went back to Cardiff for a couple of days, chilled on Sunday, still trained, chilled on Monday. I say chilled, I still worked both days. But we just sorted everything out there and it was calm. Went to the JP gym yesterday, on the way up, sorted everything out, it was cool. So now everything is cool, but it's just been a very, very stressful, horrible couple of days. But now the end is in sight and it's all cool. So yeah, it was just a very stressful couple of days. The goal is to go to those 3 shows and bring something which I've never really brought before. I've never had a prep before where not I'm ahead or anything like that. That's not really like the thought process I've got, but like I've never really been someone on stage where someone's like Jesus fucking Christ. Like, that's ridiculous in terms of like condition, right? I've been peeled, but I want people to look at me and be like, Jesus Christ, that's really, really impressive. So that's what I want to bring. So first show is 5.5 weeks from now, unless something changes, but I ain't doing a show a week before that. I ain't allowing like anything to take a hit as a result of doing an early show. Then we've got a show in 7.5 weeks, and then one in 9.5 weeks. So that is the timeline of shows. So I'm still a good amount of time away from shows, which is cool, because I've got loads of time, and as the stress drops off from the flat, I can feel myself coming back to normal. And I say back to normal, I feel absolutely fucking wicked. So yeah, everything is sound. Everything is cool. I keep stopping and start it because I don't actually know where to go. But I'm going over there in a second. Cool. But yeah, that's the thought process there. If something does change, I will be over the moon to document it through YouTube, which is cool. It's nice to actually be documenting a prep again, as I didn't in really 2024 till the last minute. But no, it's sound, it's cool. Prep is cool, prep is lovely. And then yeah, we wrap the season up start of June, unless I want to do another show afterwards. That I probably won't. And then we head to PCA First Timers in Derby. We've got Jared competing, which will be sick as well. So yeah, a very, very busy year coming up, and then where he's got like 3-4 shows lined up, which is going to be wicked. He's going to pop up here soon to have a closer look at him. And then we've got shows back in the season for the rest of my clients. So the rest are going like September, October sort of time, maybe like very, very end of August. And obviously Molly's competing as well. And it's going to be a very, very busy year for bodybuilding and myself and stuff like that, which I'm really, really excited for. Last year was fucking wicked. Obviously I didn't compete, but I had my first few clients on stage, and we did really, really well. So this year is going to be even better. I'm very, very positive with it, and yeah, everything is now much more positive space, which is good. Just like that, we're back at the flat. I didn't piss myself on the drive, which is good. But no, we are back for our post-workout meal, which is pretty much a staple for me all year round. Obviously, food does increase, does decrease throughout the year, but my sources of food never ever really changes. The only times I might change it is if I fancy a different type of low-fat cereal, for example. But generally, it is always Frosties. And today we have got a lovely 225 grams. Beautiful. There we go. 225 grams of Frosties. Let me get the rest of the meal up so I do not forget anything. 25 grams of whey protein, which if you're on prep and you're having a high day, you're probably going to have a lot less protein in there. Now, the reason you do that is you pull the protein down to reduce the likelihood of any GI stress, any GI discomfort. So you bring protein down, still to have enough to stimulate muscle protein synthesis and raise up insulin sensitivity, but you do pull that down. So the amount of whey, which I have with this meal, is obviously a lot less. It's a lot less protein generally throughout the day. So in order to have still enough milk or whatever to fit this, blend it with obviously ice cubes and some cold water, and it becomes a lot better, and it's nice and cold, and it's absolutely elite. If I'm not prepping or whatnot or anything like that, I will literally just put it on dry, put some water on it, mix it in, add my honey and shit like that. And that's how I have that. Post-workout meal, we have got 225 grams of Frosty, so I did get that right. We have got 20 grams of honey, we've got 100 grams of raspberries, we've got 100 grams of banana. Banana I forgot to freeze, and it's gone a bit manky, but to be honest, I don't really care. So I'm going to go and sort that out now, and still have a bit of a chat. To be fair, I say that, I've basically had a bit of a chat just in the car for like 15 odd minutes, haven't I? So, is there really much else for me to say? Normally I'm incredibly OCD with my banana. I need it frozen. I need it sliced and shit like that.
I haven't had time over the last few days. So I am slacking on my own personal beliefs, which is that all bananas should be had frozen. Let's grab another one. Thank God I bought more yesterday. Not yesterday, today. There we go. Bang. I don't really know why they're in the fridge. Seems a bit weird that they're in the fridge. Do you keep bananas in the fridge? I don't. In fact, I don't really know how else we put them at the moment. But yeah, like I said, I think I said this yesterday, so I don't know if it even probably will be. No, it will not be in this video. I will give a flat tour at some point, and we'll go through everything and the office setup and shit like that. But there's just a couple of things we want to sort out first because it is an absolute mess. You don't know how much you can see behind me and stuff, but it was a lot better. It's a lot better than it was last night, but it's still going to be a bit of a mess for a couple of days. So I kind of want to make it presentable before I show people and stuff. But yeah, me and Molly now living together, which is very cool, which is exciting. It means she no longer has to get a 3-odd hour train down to Cardiff to see me, which is always delayed and it's always something wrong. And every now and then I have to go and pick her up from a station and still leave my house. And I don't have to do the 3-hour drive to Nottingham anymore, which is sound. That I'm just going to bin. That's going to go all minging by tomorrow. I've got fucking banana later, for fuck's sake. But yeah, so that's cool, that's sick. And like I said, the apartment that we've now got is absolutely wicked. So yeah, I'm going to scan this when I can eventually put everything on. I need to put my whey on, then my fruit, then my honey. But yeah, the macros for this meal are 242 grams of carbs, which is a good amount. 2 grams of fat, 30 grams of protein. I do find it absolutely hilarious when people say, oh, I can't get this much food in and not have my fats that high. You can. And if I wasn't taking anabolic steroids, if I was natty, and to be fair, you'd still need fats in there. You do need fats in your diet for general hormonal health and function. But ideally, I like to have my fats as low as possible. I've had my fats at like 100 about a year ago. I didn't feel great whatsoever. It just battered my appetite. Yes, they kind of needs to be high, and I do understand, like, if you're having a higher fat diet, I say higher fat, I'm talking like 80 to 100 grams, and you've still got your carbs high, you've got your protein high, and your appetite is still in a good spot. Great, fantastic. However, it's not for me. I'd much rather prioritise carbohydrates and to be fair, even prioritise protein a little bit more, to be honest. I do just feel that is generally the way to go for at least me, and for the vast majority of people, I'll probably say the exact same thing as well, to be fair. So yeah, fats super low in this meal, just so we are uptaking the food. These are absolutely fucked. But yeah, I will chat to you a little bit later on because we've got 2 more meals left, but I need to crack on because I've still got some work to do. As always, doesn't really stop, which is nice, and hopefully, I don't know if it is, but hopefully, is the Wi-Fi working? No. No, it's fucking not. The camera hasn't moved, but I have. We are back for meal 4. Hopefully you can hear me with the microwave on. Let me actually move the camera. So we are back here for meal 4 now. We have got rice pudding, we have got banana, we have got honey, we haven't got whey, we have got chicken, and we've got 10 grams of dark chocolate. Molly, I don't know. There you go. Right, so this meal here is 125 grams of rice pudding, 10 grams of dark chocolate, which I shall grab now. I'm going to have a different one. This is the absolute black, 100%. Thank you once again, Dylan, amazing for this. It's very, very good. It is a bit more on the expensive side, which is a bit annoying, but in my opinion, it's worth it. It is very, very good. We have then got 100 grams of banana, 20 grams of honey, but I don't put that on the rice pudding because on the rice pudding we have got chicken. So yeah, I've got 120 grams of chicken breast on that, which surprisingly is very nice because I don't put, because this isn't whey, I'm not really like a massive fan of like flavor powders. They taste great, amazing. Like the ESN ones, nice. However, they never ever digest very well with me. It always just causes something there, so I don't have them. Well, I did have them because when I ordered the rice pudding, they were there, but I've thrown them out because they're shit. Sorry to anybody from ESN who's watching this. Yeah, I'm not a fan of flavor powders. I've tried the Perform ones; they're all right, but they still do cause a little bit of digestive upset, so they won't be in. But rice pudding, if I season it like I would do with rice, this isn't warm enough yet, with like some fajita seasoning and whatnot, it's very, very good. I'd argue better, and with my digestive system not being amazing towards rice, it is basically the only option, but it's a very good option, and it's a lot nicer when you have like a different type of meal to have, as opposed to like the same fucking cream of rice and whey, which sometimes you're in a prep, yeah, sweeter things are nicer. Part of me does also think that's mainly because you can volumize sweeter things more, if you get what I mean. Like, you can't really volumize chicken and rice. Sure, if you're having it like uncooked, you could have more water with it, right? But it's also probably not going to be the best there. So yeah, ESN rice pudding, or any rice pudding. To be fair, you probably could just get rice flour. That would actually probably save me a lot of money. I'm probably going to do that. So Tim does that. Go 100 gram. That's fine. But yeah, good alternative to rice. Finally found it in my third prep. So 100 grams of banana. I do need to chop that up because I'm not having it like that. I'm not eating like that, especially not on camera, because that would be very weird putting that type of object in my mouth. And then we've got 20 grams of honey going in there as well. And we have got the dark chocolate, which I'm going to put basically on the banana. And I will put some cinnamon on it, because why the fuck not? But yeah, I will show you the finished product now, because it is basically done. But it's very, very solid, very good. Again, could I put flavour powder with this? Yeah. And I could make it and just have the chicken on the side? Yeah. But fancy something savoury, and I don't fancy upsetting my digestion. Again. But no, all work is pretty much done now. It's a couple of training clips, which if I do have the time to get back to them, I will do tonight, because I never ever really like going to bed with WhatsApp messages still there. Even if they're like just like a couple of training clips from clients, like, and they're not going to do the session for another week, like, I still want to get back to them. It does just bug me if they're still there, I guess. Just such a good service, but obviously all check-ins are done first thing. Anyway, that should now be done. That's warm enough. Lovely. Basically like a big bowl of chicken and rice. Then the honey we whack on, and we will add some cinnamon to that as well. But we are then all sorted. So the macros for this meal are 142 carb, 8 fat, 40 grams of protein, and then the calories are, that can't be right. It always says 557, unless something's not adding up. Might be, actually. No, it's not. I don't know what the calories are on that. Probably like 700 or something. But yeah, gonna go and scan this now. I now need to then head to the shop to go a couple bits of the flat. I need to get some fruit. And then I'll catch you back a bit later. And Molly will be here as well. We'll have a nice chat, see how her day was in work. And then we'll show you the last meal, which is, it's just cream of rice.
And we are back for our last meal after, would you say, successful shopping trip?
Mm-hmm.
The camera's on me, you need to speak.
Got a mouthful. Yeah, very successful shopping trip to Asda.
What was your favourite thing you bought?
Cushions.
Don't have the cushions to show you.
Awesome.
Yeah, what I thought was go into a shop, just get some raspberries, turned into actually just get loads of stuff for the flat. But it means we've got less stuff to get tomorrow and Friday, which is cool. But last meal is going in. We've got 135 gram of cream of rice, sticky toffee flavour, 100 grams of banana, 20 grams of honey, 10 grams dark chocolate, and I've got some cinnamon on there as well. Dark chocolate is the goat, the 100% with orange, which I've got a bit for Molly to try. And she's going to do it on camera. Hold on. Is this going to turn around? There we go. Right, it's on you. You can't tell me that's not nice. It's got little crunchy bits in it. Is that better than the other one? The almond one?
It's better than the almond one. I just wish it was a bit sweeter.
Molly does this thing, right, where every now and then, and Tim, if you're watching this, pay attention. I told you she's not doing it in prep. Every now and then.
That's I'm not.
What? You know exactly what I'm going to say, don't you?
Swapping out my meal.
She will swap out 85% or 90% dark chocolate for 70%. She'll basically just go and get a bar of dairy milk and binge on it.
I will not do that. I've never done that. Sorry.
You've had 70
You should have seen him with his fucking Easter eggs last year.
I was a year away from stepping on stage. And it wasn't just my Easter eggs, it was also yours. Yeah, that's the one shit thing. I'm missing Easter, so I get. But at least to be fair, post-show rebound's going to go mad. There's police outside. That's great. Yeah, but I need to get this meal in, and then get to bed. We're probably going to be up for another hour or so, sorting out some more flat shit. 'Cause it's all a bit of a mess. But fingers crossed the Wi-Fi's sorted tomorrow. So the text message saying it's not going to be sorted or something's wrong. So that's great. I've probably done something wrong, but fingers crossed the next time that I film, I can actually show you around the flat and things are looking a lot better. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Inquire for coaching to pay my rent and inquire with Molly to pay her rent as well. Yeah, links will be down below. Trinity, Josh 10, ignore that this, pretend this is Trinity, and then anything you want from Full Ball, get there, apart from the rice pudding, because that's not from Full Ball.